Hello, everyone. I'm Murphy with Growth by NCRC. Buying or selling a home is an exciting experience. There's the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of the deal, and the anticipation of new traditions and family gatherings. But it can also be stressful. After all, a home is the single biggest investment we will ever make. Whether you're buying or selling, the whole process is enhanced by working with a great real estate agent. And that's why I'm here with Vanessa Schiavi from Keller Williams' Easy Sales team in Ohio. We're talking about how buyers or sellers can make sure the real estate agent they're working with is the right one for them. Hi, Vanessa. Tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, Murphy. Thank you so much for having me today. I have been a full-time realtor since 2017. Before that, I used to live in Santiago, Chile. I came to Ohio in 2008 to start a family. My previous experience was to be a key account sales manager for a company like Home Depot. This company is called Lima. We work basically with contractors, developers, and architects to assist them in their projects and constructions. And we would sell all the supplies needed to see the project through from the ground up.
Wow. Your experience is one of the reasons Growth has partnered with you in our Ohio market. Why is using an experienced agent so important?
Well, it is very important because, first of all, we have our clients' best interest in mind. And so what we do is represent those interests when working through a deal. Buyers and sellers need someone that has the right set of tools and the negotiation skills to help them in this process. Another important reason is that the selling buying process it has many people involved, such as lenders, title, inspectors, and so your realtor is going to guide you and understand which part involves who, and it's always somebody different. So it's very relevant to have that experience. And third, but not last, I believe in educating our clients. No matter how experienced you are or inexperienced, you need to understand the market is constantly changing. Changes come without warning. Legally, you could see changes as well, such as in fair housing. It could be something that affects the deals specifically, and those changes can be statewide or nationwide. So we are constantly getting educated as well, so we can make the experience the best possible for our clients.
Awesome. You also share a passion for our mission and values, and you're able to anticipate our needs in a constantly changing environment. What are the most important qualities buyers and sellers should look for in an agent?
First of all, communication. Communication skills are key. Remember, I said that you work with a lot of different people. Well, these people you may never see again. So you're constantly dealing with basically strangers. So communicating correctly, clearly, timely, it's very relevant. So look for somebody that is actually going to do so. Timelines can be flexible, but you need to understand that whoever you're working with needs to also understand when it's time sensitive. And there's a lot of that in a deal. So that's where it comes the response time that your agent has normally. If you have an agent that takes their time for almost everything, well, that will make things maybe harder. Issues can arise from nowhere, so we need to be ready to respond quickly to prevent or solve those issues. Also, your agent, and here's when it starts becoming a little more personal, your agent needs to understand your goals, even your dreams, and because without understanding that, it's hard to guide a buyer, and the seller may need to accomplish something in a quicker time to be able to For example, they need to make it to another state because they want to live close to their daughter that is about to have a baby. Yes, that is all involved. And so your agent needs to understand that. And ultimately, and this is very important, people sometimes fail to think about this, buyers and sellers are the ones that make all the decisions, nobody else. They choose their title, they choose the house, they choose their lender. We just need to provide the right information and education and a timely manner. See what I'm doing? So they can achieve their goals and make the best decisions in an informed manner.
Yes. Yes. Agreed. And services to sellers?
So here's the thing. So when we talk about the services we can offer, um, when you speak of sellers, yes, it's going to be a more practical approach because you need to evaluate the marketing strategy you're going to use. What type of media will be the best to use in the property that the seller is putting in the market? So when we talk about the sellers, it's a little beyond the personal part. Here we go. It needs. Hopefully, you're lucky enough, like we do. We will do 3D Matterports. You need to go beyond just putting a sign in the front yard, So we will do the 3D. We will have professional photography. We will have professional videos. So those are services that go beyond of what you can do as a person for your client. Now, if you're talking about buyers, that is a little more personal than when we talk about the seller, because you need to understand your client's needs and goals, as I mentioned before, and you need to work in a more personal level because you're going to be going together to showings. You're going to be so you can expect all the practical things, but the buyer's side, it's more about the relationship you build between the buyer and, in this case, your agent, right?
Yeah.
It's more about the relationship.
Yeah. Thank you. What's a philosophy or key to success you live by that more agents should follow?
Look, this is an industry, Murphy, where competitors need each other, and people fail to think about, but we really do. I really need the seller's agent, and the seller's agent needs the buyer's agent, or vice versa. And chances are that you're going to run into each other and be in the opposite side of the deal.
Yeah.
So I believe that I would love it if more agents would keep in mind this concept, because it's very real. Respect and honesty are key, and basically integrity. You need to go to bed every night and know that you did everything right for everybody you work with. People that are paying most of the time is the biggest decision of their lives, so they're trusting you. So if you do not have the respect, honesty, and integrity, things may not go as well as they should.
Yeah.
So I wish more agents had that in mind. Although I have been lucky for the most part, you do run into those people that may not see that you are, although you're on different sides,
Mm-hmm.
you need each other as a team for your client's sake.
Yes. We've talked a lot about what clients should expect from their agents in a relationship, but what can buyers and sellers do to enhance the relationship?
Look, like I said before, it's so personal.
Yeah.
All the decisions you make are so unique to each buyer or each seller. I would say buyers, choose your realtor, right? Because you're going to be spending a lot of time together, and so choose them wisely. Um, and sell it. Well, the seller, it's just that buying or selling a home, it will involve so many choices and needs. So it's just treat your buyer like somebody that you may even know for the longest time. Chances are that you're going to stay in touch with that person, and when the time comes to sell the house that you bought 4 years ago, guess what? If you build this good relationship, you will already trust this person. That person will already know you as the buyer and seller that you will become. So keep an eye on that. I think it's important to stay as personal as possible and be honest to each other.
Ah. What is the most important piece of advice you'd give a potential buyer?
To a buyer, well, get pre-approved, please. This is really important. Being pre-approved will set the expectations right. Some people take it personal or almost to like offense when an agent asks them for a pre-approval. The truth is, it's in your best interest. Think about it. If you think in your mind that you can afford a $200,000 home, and after you get pre-approved, you can afford a $175,000 home. The difference could be huge in the type of qualities that property will have. It's hard enough to find the right home, because the truth is that there's no such thing as the buyer getting 100% of the things they want.
Yeah.
So, and there comes like the other part of the advice that is connected to this. Basically, get into the search knowing what you cannot live without, so you don't waste your time, and knowing what you can let go of. It's really relevant, because otherwise your expectations are not going to be met. Sorry about that. And it's going to make the process longer and harder. Right. So do the exercise of, if you're single, well, it's easier because it's just your ideas, your expectations. But if you have a partner with whom you need to discuss this, get that done before you go out there.
Yes.
Because trust me, it has happened. We get to a house and they're like, the one buyer in the group says, I hate this, and the other one, but I love it. And you're like, you didn't talk about this. So it's a good, healthy advice. Just pre-approve, get pre-approved right away before you see one house, and talk about your list of wishes, the ones that you really need and the ones that you can let go of. The sellers, well,
yes.
It's a different story.
Yes.
Sellers, first, they need to understand that once you put your house on the market, it somehow becomes somebody else's house.
Yes.
Okay. So you need to prepare it for the market, thinking of that buyer. It's going to be just one buyer. But since you want to make the most of it, you want to attract the most buyers possible.
Right.
So if it's going to be still occupied, I would advise you to try to stage it, to make it appealing. That take away the personal part in the house, so the buyer that comes through the door will see themselves living there.
Yes.
That's one part. And the next is trust your agent in their price opinion. A house that is priced too high, it's going to sit on the market, even in this market. Yep. By the way, even in this crazy market where people think that all houses sell in 5 minutes, it is not true. It is easier to sell, but not all houses will sell in 24 hours. So trust your agent. Your agent wants the same thing as you. Yes. Wants that house sold.
Yes.
We want you to get the best conditions. If you have it too high, you know what's going to happen? The next buyer that shows up, it's going to offer too low, because they will feel like they can get away with it. So don't give the buyer that chance. Set the right price from the beginning, and it's going to be a better experience. Please forgive me, one last thing. Yes. Find an agent, again, that will go beyond from just putting a sign on your yard and uploading your listing in the MLS. Yes. Look for somebody that it's really going to offer the best products possible and the most comprehensive marketing strategy. Those are my words of advice.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you so much for joining Growth for this interview. We are grateful for the service you provide and your commitment to our mission and vision. And friends, as clients, you should have high expectations for your real estate agent. We hope this video helps you understand what to look for in an agent, the services they should provide, and how you can be a great partner in return. Thanks for joining us, and see you again soon.